Hundreds of drivers have run through the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series during its short 7-year history. Many have emerged as stars, proving that trucks to be a successful career launching pad. But today, in the 2002 season opener, we find familiar faces from the Winston Cup bringing veteran experience to the trucks, resulting in the most competitive field in series history. Age and experience will battle youth and enthusiasm as over a dozen drivers make their first career truck start here at the World Center of Racing. The trucks are poised for high speeds and high drama on the high banks, which can mean only one thing. Welcome to Daytona. And it can only be seen right here on ESPN. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents NASCAR. Today, beneath the glow of bright Florida sun, we welcome you to the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway, for our live coverage of the 3rd annual NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, Florida Dodge Dealers 250.
All right, guys, here we go. Daytona in the trucks. We're running a partial schedule this year, as we just got 4 laps today. We qualified 23rd, or 24th actually. We've got some work to do to get to the front. But remember, we've got a fully upgraded truck, so we're going to put the pedal to the metal and hopefully use the draft to get up there. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of ride the bottom. You can see there is absolutely nowhere to go. I'm stuck behind this 19 truck. I'm very confident in our ability, though, because, hell, we finished 2nd or 3rd here basically every year. I think we won our first race here last season, though, as we're going to take it bottom of 3 wide, use the draft to get by these guys. We're going to take it 4 wide even to the bottom underneath the 89 and then get under the 6 here. As we're off to a good start, we've got a fast truck. We get a little contact with the 6 truck right there. Got to be careful, but we're going to push it to the middle. We're being aggressive. There's only 4 laps to go in this race, so we don't have time to wait around. As we're going to get to the outside of Dennis Setzer, go to the top of 3 wide on Norick. And we're going to fall right in line, almost in the top 10. We're just going to fly by these guys on the outside, top of 3 wide. I much prefer the bottom, but this is where we have to go. As we make a little contact with Brendan Gaughan, he saves it. We're fine. Get back to the middle lane. We're up into 10th now. I'm trying to find room on the outside because we're halfway through this race already. As we're into the wall a little bit, we're fine. A little more contact with the 62, not a lot of room, got some damage. Oh, we get hooked, we slide down, we hit the 60 truck. He's going to go ahead and spin into the inside, and no yellows for the truck series in this season, only in Cup. As we're up to 8th now, coming around, I may have said there was 2 to go already, but we're coming to 2 to go, sorry. But we get the outside of Redacted, the inside of Rich Bickle, and look at that, we're already up into the top 5. As we got to be careful to not go below the yellow line, but we slide between the 2 Dodge trucks, and look at that, we're already up to 3rd place. You've got Matt Crafton and John Wood. We're going to try to go top of 3 wide. We don't quite have the run. As good as our truck is, we still need the draft, as we're going to still try the outside again. Not going to happen. Going to slide behind the 88, get a little draft, then slide behind the 50, and right here, we're going to just push the 50. I should have went to the inside. I have profound regret for not doing so, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and just push him out there, get him away from these guys, make sure it's a 1 and 2 for me and John. We've got a big run. We go to the outside. We get there as we're coming to the white flag. A little contact. I'm not trying to spin him. I'm just trying to get him a little out of shape to maybe get that run to get next to him. But we just don't have it. We've got to have the draft. So we're going to fall back in line here. Try to poke our nose to the outside. It's just not working. I need to get to his inside. As we come off of 2 here. Once again, going to try to get in the draft. I go to the top. Should have went to the bottom. But we're going to get up alongside. But there's no side draft in this game as much as I like to try it. We just don't have the run. Right now, things are looking grim. We're going to get to the bottom here. Going to try one more time through 3 and 4 to get the run on him. As here we come. We've got it. We've got a little run. We're going to slide to the inside, but I hit his bumper a little bit, which is going to cost me. I'm going to try to get back in line and make one more run at it, but as we come to the line, John is going to get us by not even a truck length. We had the fastest truck, but I just couldn't get around him. we are going to go ahead and sign some crew members, something I didn't do in the truck series. I thought it was just all pit crew stuff, but it's like chassis stuff, engine tuners. So I made a huge mistake, and that's probably why our trucks weren't as good. But we've got the cash, so I'm going to go ahead and sign max everybody, the best people for every single position for this, in hopes of getting our car a little bit better, because we're going to be lacking in a lot of the big upgrades that you'd see in the catalog. But that's okay. We do have cautions on this season, so we're going to use those to our advantage if possible. Obviously, I mean by like pitting and stuff, not wrecking people on purpose. The season and races will be a little bit longer than you'll see in this one. I just kind of underestimated it, but I still did the race anyway. So that's our plan. I am going to make it known beforehand. I will not be signing sponsors this season. We're going to keep the 47 ourselves with the Burger King scheme. I want to keep it that way for at least this season. So I will be adding in sponsor revenue myself. This is not going to be the most perfect simulation in the world, but this is going to be what we do. We'll have some fun. So let's go ahead and head to the Cup weekend and have a good time.
NBC Sports presents the 44th running of the Daytona 500. More than 170,000 fans began coming into the Daytona International Speedway when the gates opened at 7 o'clock this morning. They joined the thousands of Daytona diehards that have been camped out in the infield for days. Now each one settling into their seat to watch the stars of the sport compete in the most prestigious race of the year. For these 42 men and one woman, it's not the $1 million you get or the trophy you hoist, it's the glory you keep forever. A dream that races into reality. Victory in the Daytona 500.
Alright guys, here we go. The start of our first ever Cup race, the Daytona 500. I hope you enjoyed the stuff I'll be doing on these videos, unless you guys have a problem with it. As the green flag is out, we're going to get underway. You'll notice that some of these guys, their names are not matching their schemes. That's just how this game works. I apologize for that, but that's just how it is. As we are 4 wide already, Jimmy's going to get down there and be fine. I'm going to reference them as their actual names. We've got Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Petty, etc. So that's just how it's going to be. That's as best as we're going to get. But right now, we're not looking too bad. We're in the draft. We need to stay in the draft because our car is not very good. We've got lots of work to do on making this car better. But all we can do now is just stay in the draft and do our absolute best. As we're going to fall in behind Jeff Green. The field is really, really packed up right now. nowhere to really go, especially because we're just trying our best to hang on. We've got a good run now out of 4. Going to slide up a little bit, slide back down, draft behind the 66. So far, so good. Moving forward, we're not losing too much time. As we get into the 26, a little bit. Oh, and we hook up. Oh, and Jimmy Johnson's upside down. Jimmy's upside down. Oh, as we have the big one already. We have caused the big one. We're racing back to the line, and that's just a bummer right there. I just got a little out of control. Wrecked to 26, caused a big one. 2 laps, we barely made it a lap, and I've already caused a wreck. Definitely not on purpose, but the controls in this game, while not bad, they can be a little finicky at times, and with cautions on, it's super easy to do something like that. As Jeff Green gets to my inside, as we make a little contact, I about spin it into the inside wall. We're fine. I got a little too aggressive there trying to hold on to my position, as that's going to give us a little back end damage, but we're going to come across the line in P33. So I do have mandatory pitting on, so we're going to have to pit and take fuel and tires. So we're going to go ahead and do all that, adjust it. I do remember somebody saying that there was a glitch if you skipped the cautions. If anybody wants to comment and tell me what that is down below, I would happily take that into consideration. But we're going to go ahead and pit, and we'll cut to that. As you can see now, we're on pit road. I'm debating between half a can and a full can. I didn't know if the game was weird or not, so we're just going to go, I believe, with half a can. As you can see, the pit road is ridiculous this game. Since there's no glitching through cars, you're just going to have to wait, which makes my pit stop for just a can or half a can of gas stupid. So we're going to take half a can. Nice little cutscene here. We're going to get our gas and get out of here. We did move up a little bit, but not much, as we are now down to, let me see exactly where it puts us. P26, so we gained 7 spots. Not bad, but I wish it was better. All right, here we are for the restart. We've got Dale Jr. of all people behind us, so let's see how it goes here. As we're going to get a decent run on the outside, I'm going to go ahead and take it. Try to get as much draft as I can off the 18 or the 4. But here we go. We've got a good run. I was a little concerned about going to the outside, but I had to take the run where I could get it. As the 18 is going to drop to the bottom, I'm going to try to draft up to the 4 as close as I can. I'm really going to try not to be so aggressive in these because I know how easy it is to wreck the AI. And it's just not fun. It's just not fun to ride around under caution, especially when you can't skip it in this type of game. I mean, I guess you can, but if you pit, you've got to wait out the whole cutscene. So as you can see, the bottom's getting a good run. The 4 shot through the middle there, and now we're behind the 1 of Steve Park. But now I'm stuck on the top, and I can't get down. And the top is just not working. Yeah, we just don't have a strong enough car like we did in the truck series to make it work. As we're going to make a little contact with the 9. Gave him a little damage, a little bit too aggressive there. As we've now got a decent run down the straightaway, but I just have nowhere to go with it. I'm going to give a little shot to the 1 there. You can't really pump draft in this game, so it was kind of for naught, but that's just where I was. I was going to try to slide down there, but Michael was there. It's a good thing I didn't do it. Because once again, we've got a decent run off the corner, but there's just nowhere to go. We don't have a good enough run to get down. As I make a little contact with the 15, we're still okay. I'm hoping I could maybe slide in here into 3. Can't quite do it. Make a little bit more contact, but we're fine. As now we're in the middle of a DEI sandwich. And I'm trying to get down again. Can I do it? No, not quite. The 9 has his nose in there. So I'm going to just keep drafting with the 15. And it looks like right here we might have a chance. We do. Boom. We're going to get to the bottom. Now I'm going to try to push the 15 and up out of the way. We do that just fine. We're into the top 25. So that's good. That's fantastic for us. So we're going to move by the 15. Draft up to the 41. Going to look a little high. Just nowhere to go. The pack in front of us is kind of getting away, which is not what we exactly needed, but we need to try to stay in this draft as best as we can. As we get a little bit of run on the 41, I'm going to put my nose down to the bottom. We're there. As we're going to look. Oh, and we get into the apron, and we're going to get loose and spin the 41 by accident. He's going to... Nope, he's not going to save it. He's going to spin around and gets plowed into. There's a car upside down to the back. Michael Waltrip's going to get around us. But that's fine. The caution is out again as I once again made a mistake. but they're checking up before the line, so we're going to get back around them. So we are P23 here, and we're not going to have many laps to go. I'm going to go ahead and skip this caution. I didn't notice anything bad that happened, but like I said, if there's a glitch, which as someone said, let me know. As here we go. Green flag is out. Let's see how many laps we go. It cannot be a lot. We're in P23, and we've got 5 to go. So 5 laps between us and potential glory from P23. I doubt we get back up to the front, but here we go. A decent run here going into 3. Nowhere to really go, obviously, because we don't have that good of a run, but we're slowly drafting up to the back of the 4 of Mike Skinner. As here we go, we're getting a little closer. We're going to dive underneath pretty close there, but we made it work as we're going to get by 3 cars here, and we've got draft from the 7 of Casey Atwood. The top is starting to work a little bit better as we make a little contact with the 36 of Ken Schrader. Hamilton's going to come down. I'm going to try to draft with him as best as I can. The 4 is trying to look underneath as he's there. Mistake by me there as I let myself get in the middle of 3 wide. A little contact with the 4 as I'm going to try to get underneath the 36 still as we do. We're going to shoot the gap here up to P20 with 4 to go. As we've got a big run down here into turn 1. We're going to take a look, maybe. Oh, yes, down to the bottom behind the 33 of Mike Wallace. Nowhere to really go. I try to slide up a little bit, but I need to. I'm going to try the middle. Not going to work. I need to realize that's not going to work as we are now drafting down the back. I want to make a look at the 33, but he was on the yellow line, but I'm going to do it now. We don't have any drafting help, though, so I've got to get back in line as we get around the 43. And now we're going to make it 3 wide between the 7 and the 33, or underneath both of them, as this is working out really, really well. We've got a draft behind the 77. So we're going to hopefully pull alongside the 33. Big run here. Nowhere to really go. I wanted to make a look to the middle, but I realized it was a bad idea as I'm going to stay behind the 77. I'm going to try to poke my nose. Do we have enough of a run? No, we don't. We were almost there, but he just had a little bit more of a run since we don't have the motor unless we're in the drafts. So we're going to stick behind the 77. The 33 gets back around us. We're going to fall in line behind him. Got to be careful because his teammate in the 55 is trying to look low as now he's to the outside. They're side by side. I'm going to get a big run here, but we don't have the space to get underneath the 70-70 as much as I'd like to try. So now we're just following behind the 77. Nothing we can really do here. We got a good run. Going to poke to the bottom of 3. Have no help. Trying to get a little bit of draft off the 5. So we're going to make this work because we got 2 to go now in the Daytona 500. 33 is going to clear the 77, and he's going to clear us as we're going to fall right behind him. That actually worked out pretty good for us. Now we're going to draft behind the 33 and try to get up to that 5 up there. He's starting to pull away just a little bit. I am doing everything I can to stay in his draft and keep someone's draft behind me. As someone's way up there, I think that, I don't know who that is. Is that Ryan Newman? As we are just holding station behind the 33 right now. The 43 of John Andretti is getting close. A little loose on that, but he's about 3/10 ahead. I really want a top 15 in our first ever start, as we are getting a decent. Oh man, it's just holding station. We're gaining just a little bit. Just a little bit. Here we go. We've got it down to 2/10. If we can just stay in the draft, we might be able to get one of these guys down the back. As Newman is still struggling a little bit on that outside, as Mike Walsh is now pulled away again. I'm having a hard time keeping the car stable. 43 is gaining on us a little bit. I just don't think it's going to happen. They're pulling away. They are just too fast. As we're going to take it to the bottom. A very solid day for us. Yes, we caused 2 big ones. We were a little overexcited in our first ever cup race, but this is a very solid result. As here comes the 43 behind us. He's going to poke his nose to the outside. We're just going to put it on the apron as we are going to come home P16 in our first ever cup race. Not a bad showing, but I'm happy with what we did. Alright guys, that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this different style. If you liked it, let me know. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I would like to keep this type of format, but if you guys don't like it, I will happily go back to the normal Let's Play style. I just wanted to do something a little different, something a little bit more fun and exciting for the Cup Series. I know I'm not the best editor in the world, but I had fun editing this and making it and looking at the old clips. So if you didn't like it, that's fine. We can switch if we need to, but I hope you did. I'm going to try my best to keep it fun, keep it interesting, even if the races themselves aren't with our bad car. But we'll take a look at the full point standings after the second race, just because nothing really interesting happened. It's just the race results are the standings. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you so much, and we will see you next time.